Grand Rising, my beautiful kings and queens. It is your girl Mel B live on the Lux Radio Network. It's Friday, December 19th, TGIF. Today we lean into ease, letting the rhythm slow down, the laughter rise up, and the joy of simple moments carry us forward. Reflect on how far you've come since Monday morning. Let's wrap up this week's goals with excellence so you can step into your weekend with clear mind and a proud heart. All right, on to our affirmation of the day. And I read, I honor my efforts this week and I give myself permission to transition into rest. We often finish the week thinking about what we didn't get done. This affirmation shifts the focus to gratitude and self-validation. It helps you mentally close the files of work so you can fully enjoy your personal time without the weight of lingering tasks. All right, on to our word of the day, which is ebullient, having or showing liveliness and enthusiasm. Boiling over, agitated, don't be. It's positive energy. All right, on to our phrase origin of the day. Our phrase of the day is call it a day. This phrase originated in the late 19th and early 20th centuries and derived from the similar older phrase call it a half day, which was often used by workmen who finished early. To call it a day became the standard way of declaring that one's work is finished for the day. So, a perfect phrase for Friday, signaling the successful and intentional closure of your work week. It grants you permission to stop working and shift your focus completely to rest and personal life. All right, on to our news headlines around the world. Starting with New York. Hard Rock and New York Mets owner Steve Cohen have received final state approval for the Metropolitan Park project, a major casino and entertainment complex in Queens. And in the community, the Brooklyn Public Library High Lawn Branch is hosting a peer-led Overeaters Anonymous support meeting today at 2:30. All right, Los Angeles. UCI Health makes history today by officially opening the nation's largest all-electric hospital in Orange County, setting a new standard for sustainable healthcare. And in the community there, the Minaret Winter Festival, Jazz Festival, continues today at the Lodge Room in Highland Park with soulful experimental performances. Chicago. A landmark $1.5 billion transit consolidation plan has been signed into law by Governor Pritzker, moving the city toward a unified one-fare system for the CTA, Metra, and PACE. In the community, the Afrofusion Soul Loop Edition cultural exchange and networking events kick off tonight at 9 p.m. In Atlanta, Ozark Mountain Roofing has been awarded the Atlanta Perfect Inspection Award for excellence in quality control and operational processes. In the community, Senator John Ossoff is hosting a local briefing on his newly introduced Small Business Tax Credit Expansion Act. In Houston, holiday travel at Houston airports is getting a festive boost as Southwest Airlines employees are surprising the travelers with live saxophone performances throughout the terminals. In the community, Tangier Outlets Houston is hosting Photos with Santa for families in the community from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. this evening. Washington, D.C. The House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure has officially advanced the Aviation Funding Solvency Act to secure long-term FAA resources. And in the community, the Kennedy Center Board of Trustees has voted unanimously to officially rename the facility the Trump Kennedy Center. Boy, that man just wants to put his name on something. I just don't understand. Anywho, Miami. Eileen Higgins was officially sworn in as Miami-Dade's next mayor, pledging a focus on competence over corruption and infrastructure reform. In the community, Miami Beach homeowners are beginning to receive $500 resiliency checks as part of a city-funded economic support program. Tampa. The Water Street Tampa expansion is moving forward with the announcement of a new 2,000 capacity concert venue and boutique hotel in the downtown entertainment district. In the community, Waymo is conducting public road testing of its autonomous vehicle fleet throughout downtown Tampa today. Newport Richey. Good morning, Dad. The Pasco County Economic Development Council has opened the application portal for the 2026 Small Business Grant Cycle. And in the community, the Old Lutz School is hosting its annual holiday display, inviting the community to view historic dazzling light arrangements. Milwaukee. Good morning, family. City leaders have released the vision report for the redevelopment of the former Northridge Mall site, detailing plans for extensive affordable housing. And I must say, it's about time. In the community, the Milwaukee County Zoo has announced free daytime admission starting next week, but residents can begin picking up passes at select community centers today. Ooh, I love the zoo. Canada, Vancouver. The federal government has announced a multi-million-dollar infrastructure investment for British Columbia's green energy and transit networks during a briefing at the Bill Reid Gallery. Toronto, Prime Minister Mark Carney's office announced that Canada and the US will launch formal free trade agreement review talks in mid-January. And in the community, the Ministry of Transportation is running a winter readiness pilot at community hubs today, providing free safety checks for commercial drivers. Bless up, Jamaica. Kingston. Following Wednesday's massive tribute to Jimmy Cliff, the city remains in a celebration of life mode, with local galleries extending exhibits on the reggae legend. Montego Bay. The International Conference on Common Endoscopic Procedures is being held today, bringing global medical professionals to the island. In the community, a complimentary golf clinic for local residents is open today at 10 a.m. at the Half Moon Course. Ocho Rios. Local authorities report the utility recovery following Hurricane Melissa has reached 98% completion across the St. Anne Parish. Negril. The Agricultural Ministry confirmed today that domestic produce supply chains are fully stabilized, ensuring a surplus of local goods for the grand market season. Cayman Islands. The government has issued a $500 holiday gift to all civil servants, seafarers, and pensioners, sorry, which is being distributed through local offices today. All right, Nassau, Bahamas. A pay settlement has finally been reached for Grand Lucanon workers, resolving a long-standing labor dispute over severance and back pay. In their community, the Ministry of Social Services is hosting a holiday luncheon today, honoring senior citizens at the community center. In Nigeria, the House of Representatives has passed amendments to the Electoral Act, making electronic transmissions of results, which is BVSA, compulsory for all future elections. In the community, Lagos State has officially unveiled a 30-foot fabric Christmas tree in the center today, created by local artisans to kick off Dedi December. And in Ghana, the Weija water treatment plant is scheduled a 24-hour shutdown today for essential maintenance to ensure supply stability for the holidays. And in the community, The Oxygen City project reached a milestone in Ho today with J.A.B Alfede celebrating the project's progress toward making the region a regional health hub. Say all that like 5 times. All right, on to our weather this morning. New York, cloudy with light rain showers likely in the afternoon. High of 43 and a low of 34. Los Angeles, mostly sunny and pleasant with a few high clouds. High of 74 and low of 58. Chicago, cold and overcast with a chance of light snow flurries in this evening. High of 28 and a low of 16. Atlanta, cloudy with intermittent rain showers throughout the day. High of 54, low of 42. Houston, sunny skies and clear conditions with a high of 72 and a low of 48. Washington, D.C., overcast with steady light rain expected in the evening. High of 48, low of 35. Miami, warm and humid with scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon. High of 80 and a low of 73. Tampa, mostly cloudy with a high chance of rain showers with a high of 78 and a low of 65. Newport Richey, overcast with periods of light rain, high of 72 and a low of 63. Milwaukee, very cold, very, very cold, with scattered snow showers during the day, with a high of only 24 and a low of 14. Vancouver, light rain in the morning, becoming cloudy by afternoon, high of 42 and a low of 35. Toronto, cloudy with a mix of rain and snow showers, with a high of 36 and a low of 28. Kingston, partly sunny with a chance of brief afternoon showers, with a high of 88 and a low of 74. Montego Bay, breezy and partly sunny with isolated showers, with a high of 85 and a low of 77. Ocho Rios, mostly sunny and warm with a slight breeze, high of 86 and a low of 78. Negril, hot and humid with plenty of sunshine, high of 89 and a low of 79. Cayman Islands, sunny and pleasant with light winds, high of 84 and a low of 77. Bahamas, mostly cloudy with scattered rain showers with a high of 77 and a low of 74. Nigeria, sunny and hazy with very high temperatures, high of 93 and a low of 78. And Ghana, hot and humid with clear skies with a high of 91 and a low of 79. All right, on to our sports. In the NFL last night, for Thursday night football, it was the Seahawks over the Rams, 38-37 in overtime. Thursday night football delivered an instant classic as the Seahawks rallied from a 16-point fourth quarter deficit to take over first place in the NFC West. Seattle won on a walk-off 2-point conversion in overtime. In the NBA last night, our final scores it was the Knicks over the Pacers, 114-113. The Hornets over the Hawks, 133-126. And we had the Heat over the Nets, 106-95. We had the Raptors over the Bucks, 111-105. The Thunder over the Clippers, 122-101. The Spurs over the Wizards, 119-94. The Pelicans over the Rockets, 133-128 in overtime. We had the Mavericks and the Pistons over the Pistons, 116-114, also in overtime. It was also the Lakers over the Jazz, 143-135, and the Suns over the Warriors, 99-98, and the Nuggets over the Magic, 126-115. And finally, the Trailblazers over the Kings, 134-133 in OT. Games tonight in the NBA, we have the 76ers and the Knicks are at 7 p.m. They'll be in Madison Square Garden. and you can watch that on Prime Video. We also have the Heat versus the Celtics at 7 p.m. They're in TD Garden in Boston. You can watch that on NBC Sports Boston and FanDuel. We also have the Bulls and the Cavaliers are at 7:30. They are in the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland. You can watch that on the Chicago Sports Network and also FanDuel. And we have the Spurs and the Hawks at 7:30 as well. They are going to be at the State Farm Arena in the ATL. And you can watch that on FanDuel. And we have the Thunder and the Timberwolves at 9:30. They're at the Target Center in Minneapolis, and they are going to be on Prime Video. All right, on to our daily feature, Feature Friday, where we are spotlighting global flavor. And today we have two different countries. First up, we have Ethiopia. It is the Ethiopia Gorsha, a communal eating process. So today we journey to Ethiopia, where food is more than nourishment. It's a language of love. The tradition is called Gursha or Gorsha, and it is all about communal eating. Picture this: family and friends gathered around a large platter of injera, the spongy flatbread that serves as both plate and utensil. Each person tears a piece, scoops up a flavorful bite of stew, and then here's the heart of Gursha: they feed it directly to someone else. It's a gesture of respect, intimacy, and care. To give a Gursha is to say, I honor you, I share with you, and I see you. In Ethiopian culture, this act strengthens bonds, turning a simple meal into a celebration of togetherness. So next time you sit at the table, remember Gursha, eating not just side by side, but heart to heart, because sometimes the greatest flavor is found in love that we share. All right, on to Peru. Let's travel to Peru, where flavors leap from the pan in a dance of cultures. The dish is called Lamo Salato. No, wait a minute, saltado, I'm sorry, and is one of the country's most beloved creations. Imagine tender strips of beef seared quickly in a hot wok, tossed with onions, tomatoes, and peppers, then seasoned with soy sauce and spices. That sizzling fusion tells a story. Chinese immigrants brought the stir-fry technique, and Peru blended it with native ingredients to create something uniquely theirs. Traditionally, Lamo saltado is served with both rice and French fries, a pairing that surprises but delights, symbolizing Peru's ability to bring worlds together on one plate. It's hearty, colorful, and full of energy. Just like the spirit of the people who make it. So when you think of Peru, think of lomo saltado, a dish that celebrates heritage, embraces diversity, and proves that the best meals are the ones that unite us. All right, on to our book club. We are still reading the 18 Laws of Human Nature, and today's law is the law of fickleness. So the law states, make them want to follow you. People are naturally drawn to leaders who possess confidence, vision, and a certain sense of theoretical presence, but they are also easily swayed by novelty and superficial charm. To maintain influence, you must cultivate an aura that is both powerful and slightly enigmatic. All right, Green's interpretation is the moment a leader becomes too predictable, too common, or too available, their influence wanes. Followers are inherently fickle and demand a continuous stream of inspiration and mystery. The effective leader maintains a strategic distance and cultivates a sense of drama or charisma to keep people engaged and loyal. So in business, we have a strategic unpredictability. While your operations must be reliable, your persona should not be entirely predictable. Introduce occasional moments of unexpected generosity, unusual insights, or changes in presentation. This stability reestablishes your position as a source of inspiration and keeps others leaning in. And in life, cultivate your aura. Do not reveal every aspect of your life or personality at once. Maintain a sense of self-possession and never try too hard to please. People are more loyal to the person they look up to than the person they simply feel sorry for. Let your actions speak louder than your explanations. So as you close out this week, remember that leadership is a performance of power. Today, exit the stage with the confidence and mystery that ensures your audience is eager for your return. All right, on to our cause of the day. Our cause of the day is called, and what is, endometriosis. Endometriosis is an awful, painful disorder in which tissue similar to the tissue that normally lines the inside of your uterus or the endometrium grows outside the uterus. This tissue behaves like endometrial tissue, thickening and bleeding with the monthly cycle. But since it has no way to exit the body, it causes inflammation, scar tissue, and severe pain. Let me tell you. So key symptoms include chronic pelvic pain, severe menstrual cramps, pain during intercourse, pain with bowel movements or urination, and chronic fatigue. It is also the leading cause of infertility. So prevention, there is no way to prevent endometriosis, but early diagnosis and management are crucial to preventing the progression of scarring and tissue damage. So treatment usually looks like, is geared toward pain management and fertility goals. So options include medication and surgery. So for more resources and more information on endometriosis, you can find information at the Endometriosis Foundation of America, or the EndoFound. And patient advocacy groups are excellent resources for resource and specialized care for information, and also your doctor. All right, today in history, December 19th. First up, we have in 1843, A Christmas Carol is first published. Charles Dickens' timeless novella, A Christmas Carol, was first published in London. The story of Ebenezer Scrooge's journey from miserly indifference to profound generosity was an instant success, becoming a powerful commentary on poverty and social injustice during the Victorian era and firmly establishing many of the modern traditions and themes of Christmas. Next up, in 1972, Apollo 17 returns to Earth. The Apollo 17 lunar module, carrying astronauts Eugene Cernan and Harrison Schmitt, splashed down safely in the Pacific Ocean, marking the conclusion of NASA's Apollo program of manned lunar exploration. Apollo 17 was the last time humans traveled to and walked on the moon, bringing back the largest amount of lunar rock and soil samples of the entire program. Also in 1998, President Bill Clinton is impeached. The U.S. House of Representatives approved 2 articles of impeachment against President Bill Clinton, charging him with perjury and obstruction of justice related to a civil lawsuit and grand jury investigation. Clinton was the second U.S. president to be impeached, though he was later acquitted of the charges by the Senate in early 1999. So I'm going to comment on this, because if this can happen to Bill Clinton for whatever reasons, why it ain't happening yet to the person that's sitting there now? Why are we still waiting? He's been probably impeached for less, Bill Clinton. This one here, I don't know what they waiting on. I really don't know. Anywho, on to our African American history. First up, in 1875, Carter G. Woodson is born. Carter G. Woodson, widely known as the father of Black history, was born in New Canton, Virginia, the son of former slaves. Despite a late start to his formal education, he earned degrees from the University of Chicago and became the second African American to receive a PhD from Harvard. He established the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History and later founded Negro History Week, the precursor to Black History Month, to ensure Black history was taught and recognized globally. Also, in 1891, the first Black priest ordained in the U.S. Charles Randolph Uncles became the first Black priest ordained in the United States in Baltimore, Maryland. His ordination marked a significant movement in the Catholic Church's history in the U.S., challenging racial barriers within one of the nation's largest religious institutions and opening the door for greater representation of African Americans in the Catholic priesthood. And also we have 1930, James Weldon Johnson resigns from the NAACP. Celebrated author, poet, and civil rights leader James Weldon Johnson resigned as the executive secretary from the NAACP due to health reasons. During his 10-year tenure, he dramatically increased the NAACP's membership, helped organize the silent protest parade against lynching, and was instrumental in leading the fight against segregation in the 1920s, cementing the NAACP's role as a preeminent civil rights organization. All right, on to our African American scientists and inventors. Today we spotlight Elijah McCoy. Elijah McCoy was an engineer and inventor who revolutionized the railroad industry. He is best known for inventing a lubricating oil cup that automatically fed oil to the moving parts of steam engines and factory machinery. Previously, trains had to stop for manual lubrication, wasting significant time. McCoy's invention saved countless hours and money, and its effectiveness led to the popular phrase, the real McCoy, meaning the genuine, high-quality article. Next up, we have Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett. Dr. Corbett is a viral immunologist who served as the lead scientist for the National Institute of Health team that developed the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. Her decades of research specializing in coronaviruses laid the essential groundwork for the rapid design and deployment of the mRNA vaccine platform, making her one of the most consequential figures in modern vaccinology and global public health. And last but not least, the carbon filament, Lewis Latimer. Latimer was an inventor and draftsman who played a critical role in developing the electric light bulb. While Thomas Edison invented the first functional light bulb, the carbon filament used quickly burned out. Latimer improved upon this design by inventing a much longer lasting and more durable carbon filament and a manufacturing process to make it affordable. This improvement made the electric light bulb commercially viable and helped propel the widespread electrification of the world. All right, on to our Back to Roots segment. Today we spotlight the Bantu knots, which are a traditional African hairstyle and cultural marker. Bantu knots are a traditional African hairstyle dating back hundreds of years, originating with the Bantu people, a massive ethno-linguistic group spanning South, Central, and East Africa, including groups like the Zulu. The style involves parting the hair into sections and twisting each section tightly around itself until it coils into a small, knot-like bun against the scalp. Historically, the style and the configuration of the knots often conveyed status, age, and readiness for certain rituals with various African societies. Functionality, they are an excellent protective style for natural hair, minimizing breakage, locking in moisture, and stretching the hair without heat. So the role Bantu knots play today in African American society is that Bantu knots are a celebrated element of African American hairstyles, serving as a powerful visual link to African ancestry. The style was embraced in the 20th century, particularly during the Black Power and natural hair movements, as a rejection of Eurocentric beauty standards and the affirmation of African aesthetic heritage. So the style is known for its versatility, excuse me. It can be worn as is for a sculpted, dramatic look, or when unraveled, the knots leave behind a beautiful, redefined wave curl pattern known as the knot out. This versatility makes them a staple in modern, high fashion, and casual styling across African diaspora. The power of the Bantu knots lies in their beauty, function, and silent history. Today, celebrate the excellence and strength woven into the styles of our ancestors. All right, on to good morning, Grand Rising. On to our Fact or Fiction Friday. And today our topic is Disneyland's opening day, Black Sunday urban legend. The urban legend claims that the public opening day of Disneyland in Anaheim, California, was a total catastrophe. A day so plagued by ticket counterfeiting, overflowing crowds, plumbing disasters, and general chaos that Walt Disney himself named it Black Sunday. So is this fact or fiction? It's a fact. It's a highly documented disaster. Disneyland's opening day on July 17, 1955, was indeed a disaster, though it was an invitation-only press review, not the first public day. Counterfeit tickets allowed thousands of unauthorized people in, swelling the crowd to over 28,000. Due to a heat wave, the asphalt melted, high heels sank into the ground, and plumbers' strike meant water fountains didn't work, and public and food and drink vendors ran out of supplies. Walt Disney did, in fact, call it a mess. The park's first official public day was the following day, which ran much more smoothly. So even in the happiest place on earth, that had a rocky start. Disneyland's chaotic opening proves that even the most ambitious vision requires a real world chaos to work out the kinks. So if you want more resources or you want more information on this urban legend or this story, you can always go to the Walt Disney Company archives and the historical accounts of Disneyland's opening. All right, and now in the What's the Word segment, our spotlight is the dopamine detox, resetting digital overload. The dopamine detox is a biohacking wellness trend popularized on YouTube and TikTok. It involves intentionally abstaining from highly stimulating activities for a set period, usually 24 hours to a weekend. Activities restricted typically include social media, sugary foods, pornography, video games, excessive music, and even unnecessary talking, with the goal of resetting the brain's baseline reward system, or the dopamine, to make less exciting, productive tasks more rewarding. The trend surged because people widely recognize they are addicted to their phones and short-form content. The feeling of constantly being stimulated and distracted has led many to seek radical solutions for improving focus and productivity. It taps into a public health concern regarding screen time and mental health well-being in the digital age. While neuroscientists argue that you can truly detox dopamine, it's essential for motivation, the practice remains popular because the behavioral break from immediate gratification does demonstrably, demonstrably, improve focus and reduce anxiety. Dopamine is the engine of motivation. Today, give your brain a rest from the noise so you can rediscover the quiet rewards of deeper focus. All right, on to our tech tip of the day, which is batching notifications and checking emails, Slack in blocks. So the constant stream of notification breaks concentration, focusing a mental restart, forcing a mental restart that costs up to 23 minutes per interruption, according to the University of California study. The solution is batching. Disable most notifications and dedicate only 2 to 3 specific scheduled blocks throughout the day, usually between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m., to check and respond to emails and messages. This prevents your phone and email from dictating your schedule and reduces the feeling of being constantly on call. By minimizing reactive behavior, you gain control over time and significantly lower stress levels, creating a clear boundary between work and personal life as you head into the weekend. So, turn off all non-essential notifications on your desktop and mobile devices. Use do not disturb mode aggressively when focusing on a core task. Only open communication apps during your scheduled batching times. So your time is your most valuable resource. Today, take back control by batching your distractions and finish your work week with deep, focused work. I know a couple of family members that keep their phones on D&D constantly and then wonder why they can't never get in contact with you. But it does work, especially when you don't feel like being bothered or disturbed. All right, on to our finance tip of the day, which is leveraging quantity for supplier negotiation power. So in a business practice is when purchasing inventory, supplies, or reoccurring services like paper, software, or raw materials, analyze your annual consumption and negotiate for bulk order discounts or multi-year contract pricing. So suppliers often give significant price breaks for larger guaranteed orders because it lowers their costs per sale. By consolidating purchases and locking in a discounted price, a business can lower its cost of goods sold, which directly increases its gross profit margin. So how to do this? Calculate your annual need. Approach your supplier with a proposal for a 6-month or 1-year contract volume and ask for a 10 to 15% discount. Always negotiate payment terms. Example, net 45 instead of net 30 for better cash flow. So never settle for the stickier price on necessary goods. Use the power of volume to negotiate smarter and increase your profit margins this quarter. All right, our fun fact of the day. The sound you hear when you crack your knuckles is actually the collapse of gas bubbles in the synovial fluid, the lubricant in your joints. Yes. The bubbles form under negative pressure when you pull the bones apart. Oh. And the pop is the sound of them bursting. Oh my goodness, I get cringe when I hear people cracking their knuckles. It's like that sound of nails on a chalkboard. Ugh. I mean, don't that hurt? I would think that would hurt. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. All right, on to our fun holiday of the day. December 9th is National Emo Day. This day celebrates the emo subculture, which is known for its music. of blending punk rock and pop elements, distinct fashion of dark clothes, thick eyeliner, side swept hair, and emotional lyrics. It's a nod to a style that encourages open expression of feelings, offering a fun, nostalgic way to express your inner angst or simply appreciate the music. And it sounds like gothic. Is it? Is it the same? All right, on to our quote of the day, where we are spotlighting the sports genre. So today, and I quote, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." End quote. I'll say that again. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. End quote. Who said that? Wayne Gretzky, widely regarded as the greatest professional ice hockey player of all time, known as the Great One. The meaning behind this quote, this highly popularized quote, is about the essential nature of risk-taking and initiative. It serves as an encouraging reminder that inaction guarantees a loss. The quote advocates for overcoming hesitation and failure and fear of failure, stressing that one must at least attempt a goal to have any possibility of achieving it. So remember that. On to our music and entertainment. Black designers lead the way on the red carpet. As award seasons ramp up, the biggest trend is a dedicated shift toward high fashion pieces designed by African American creatives. Stylists are confirming that young Black designers are now receiving priority placement for major celebrity red carpet appearances. This shift is not only about representation, but also about celebrating innovative silhouettes and bold aesthetics that are setting the standard for global fashion trend in 2025. So all the young designers and everything, put yourself out there, get yourself noticed, because you're in demand. All right, in our celebrity gossip today, we have the RHOP, the Real House of Potomac, Monique Samuels and Candace Bassett clash after rumored peace talks. So speculation that former Real Housewives of Potomac, however they say it, stars Monique Samuels and Candace Dillard Bassett might have reached a truth has been completely shut down. So Candace has publicly questioned Monique's relevance and the relevance in recent interviews, saying she never received a genuine apology following their infamous physical altercation. This indicates that the long-running feud between the two reality stars is far from over, guaranteeing continued drama for next season. All right, who has a birthday today? In celebrity birthdays, we have Tyson Beckford. He is a supermodel and an actor. He started out as the face of Ralph Lauren's polo line. And he also has been in films like Zoolander and Biker Boys. Tyson Beckford turns 55 today. We also have Rutina Wesley, who's an actress. She was recognized for playing Tara in the HBO series True Blood. Y'all remember that? I remember that. And she also played Nova in Queen Sugar. So she turns 47 today. We also have Timothy Lee Reed, and he's 81. And I want to also send a rest in heaven birthday shout to one of my all-time favorite actresses, the Honorable Miss Cicely Tyson. All right, on to our lifestyle segment today. Our soul food recipe is sweet potato pie. I know a lot of people are going to be making this for the holidays, and it's pretty much a staple during the holidays. So, beverage of the day is coconut milk punch. I'm sorry, y'all saw my face on that one, didn't you? But to each his own. It is also called Virgin Cotito. It's a rich, creamy, festive, non-alcoholic drink inspired by the traditional Caribbean coquito. It blends coconut milk, evaporated milk, condensed milk, vanilla, and cinnamon. It's a perfect decadent celebratory beverage that is perfect for starting the weekend. Not if you're lactose intolerant. However, on to men's health tip: schedule a digital detox for the weekend. Constant screen time, like I said earlier, contributes to stress and burnout. So intentionally schedule a minimum of 6 to 8 hours this weekend, guys, without any non-essential screens. No social media, no news, no video games. Good luck with that, I know. This forces your brain to shift from reactive mode to restorative mode, dramatically improving mood and mental clarity for the following week. So yeah, to tear a guy away from news, sports, or video games, it's like pulling teeth. It's gonna hurt. All right, women, our health tip of the day is the daily hip flexor stretch. So women often suffer from hip tightness due to sitting and pregnancy-related posture changes. So perform a deep hip flexor stretch, like a kneeling lunge, for 60 seconds on each side daily. This improves mobility, alleviates lower back pain, and supports proper core engagement and posture. Okay. All right, on to our relationship tips of the day. For one, couples, create a shared weekend must do and must do not do list. Avoid weekend conflict by establishing clear expectations. So agree on 2 things you must do together and 2 things you must not do, like not talking about work or heavy chores. This protects your joint time and ensures planned relaxation. Friendships, initiate a brave conversation. True friendship requires honesty. So, if something is bothering you in the dynamic, schedule a brave conversation. Start with an appreciative affirmation like, I value our friendship, so I want to address this before sharing the issue. This validates the bond first, but making constructive criticism easier to receive and strengthening the relationship in the long run. And for family, establish a no rescue policy for adult children. For adult children, loving support is essential, but enabling is not. Establish a no rescue policy. If an adult child is financially or personally struggling due to poor choices, offer resources such as a therapist or a budget counselor, but refuse to step in with money or resources that prevent them from facing natural consequences. This is crucial for their growth. Okay. I don't agree. I agree to disagree with that one. But that's just my opinion. All right, our household chore of the day is the micro declutter of the command center. Focus on the central area where clutter accumulates, the command center, like the kitchen counter, the entryway table, or a desk. Spend 5 to 10 minutes filing papers, throwing out junk mail, and organizing keys and returning objects to their proper homes. A clean command center provides a feeling of control and readiness for the weekend. All right, on to our daily horoscopes, where we start with Aries as always. Aries, your career momentum is strong, but use the end of the week to ensure long-term plans are solid. Avoid the temptation to take on too much at once. Personal satisfaction comes from embodying the version of yourself who doesn't wait for permission. Reward yourself with a focused rest. Your lucky numbers today, Aries, are 1, 19, and 36. Taurus, you feel the pull to travel and explore new horizons growing stronger. This is a favorable time to finalize important tasks and resolve issues. While you should maintain patience, your personal and professional growth will increase due to your disciplined efforts this week. So your lucky numbers today, Taurus, are 6, 15, and 24. Gemini, favorable news brings happiness, and you show genuine interest in work and business planning. Avoid mental stress and make important decisions thoughtfully. You are in a good position to turn earlier efforts into standout success. Plans for travel may be made. Gemini, your lucky numbers today are 7, 14, and 23. Cancer, you may face minor obstacles today, urging you to take extra care of your health and remain patient. Focus on your inner peace. Love life is going smooth, and a project you've worked on will finally yield for favorable results. Balance emotions with patience. Cancer, your lucky numbers today are 2, 9, and 34. Leo, you will see work expansion according to your wishes. Positivity prevails in the family environment, and you will focus on saving. Your interest in achieving goals will remain high. Double. Your unique efforts will raise your standard of living. Enjoy the creation flow today. Your lucky numbers, Leo, today are 1, 22, and 30. Virgo, your determination and knowledge will help you achieve success in your career field. Trust your instincts and do not let others mislead you. You have the tools to get through any rough patch by adjusting your spending habits and owning up to past mistakes. Virgo, your lucky numbers today are 3, 21, and 41. Libra, play a safe game with respect to your professional life and be clear in your opinions. Be extremely careful with documentation and read every word before signing it. Health conditions are probable to improve. Focus on cooperation to bring harmony with a close partner. Libra, your lucky numbers today are 5, 24, and 46. Scorpio, professionally, growth can be expected, helping you enhance your knowledge and skills. You might have to make some tough decisions in both personal and professional life, so be wise and avoid haste. The outflow of a huge amount of cash is probable, so be budget carefully and budget friendly. Scorpio, your lucky numbers today are 8, 13, and 27. Sagittarius, your business will prosper, and you will expect growth in your professional life. Family members might surprise you with good news. The day brings you opportunities, but be cautious as people around you might intend to hurt you. Be mindful of what you say. Sagittarius, your lucky numbers today are 6, 18, and 33. Capricorn, maintain an extra caution in transactions and follow judicial orders. Maintain clarity in your work and increase discretion and humility in speech. Respect everyone and take care of your diet. The confidence you build this week brings good fortune. Capricorn, your lucky numbers today are 4, 17, and 26. Aquarius. Your urge to travel and explore new horizons will grow stronger, but delays may happen, so flexibility is needed. Your emotional landscape feels intense, so pace yourself. Lucky advice for the day: you do not have to defend what's true. Let your truth stand quietly. Your lucky numbers, once again, are 11, 23, and 40. Pisces, you might feel a struggle with relationship commitments this month. You need to focus on your mental health well-being. Meditation and yoga practices will be beneficial. Timing flows beyond your control, so practice trust. Delays can bring clarity and comfort. Your lucky numbers today, Pisces, are 7, 10, and 35. All right, on Monday's show, we are kicking off the new week with a powerful reset. We'll focus and feature a new inspiring quote to anchor your goals, bring you the latest must-know developments in the African American music and entertainment industry, and launch the week's tech tip designed to maximize your business efficiency. Plus, we'll start the financial week right with our expert finance tip. At this time, I would like to say thank you to our sponsors. Shout out to Bello Burn Hot Sauce. Turn up the flavor, feel the burn. Bello Burn brings heat to every bite. RAS Herbals, rooted in tradition, powered by nature. RAS Herbals keeps wellness pure and strong. Calorie Candles, light the moment, lift the mood. Calorie Candles glow with soul. And Universal Madness, style without limits. Universal Madness makes the streets your runway. All right, I have a few announcements this morning. Our Christmas concert. Our Christmas concert will be held on December 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live here on Lux Radio Network. We are offering our listeners the opportunity to send in a 15-second Christmas message to your family this holiday season. So if you're military or far from your family during this Christmas season, send us a video and we will play it during our Christmas concert. So send all the videos to luxradioinfo@gmail.com. That's once again is luxradioinfo@gmail.com with Christmas video in the subject line, or by Lux Radio Network on all platforms by midnight Sunday, December 21st, which is this Sunday. And also, if you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to reach out to any platform, Lux Radio Network, and we will be sure to answer those questions. And also, there will be flyers and videos out regarding the Christmas message segments. Also, Lux Radio is starting a book club called Lux Lounge. Our first read is called Left Behind by Timothy Lahane and Jerry Jenkins. Our first reading discussion will be held on January 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TikTok. Returning tonight is Live and Learn with Gemini Goddess at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Lux Radio Network on all platforms. Also, we have the Peace Podcast with Tay and Jay. Their podcast starts this evening at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it will be every Friday on Lux Radio Network. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow night, Saturday, for Snatched and Savage at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Omni, Mimi, and Unknown Mike, which, yes, weekly is unknown, on the Lux Radio Network on all platforms. So, and this is the end of this show and the end of a successful week. As you enjoy your weekend, remember the words of Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So go out there and take some shots, y'all. Before we close, I would like to give a big shout out to all of my favorite and faithful viewers and listeners around the globe. Without you, there is no show. I hope I can continue to bring motivation, affirmations, and educational topics that enter you for years to come. So if you have any suggestions on topics or anything you would like to hear on the show, please feel free to contact me and let me know. So once again, I thank you. So until Monday morning, have a blessed weekend and stay safe, everybody. This is your girl, Mell B, saying, stay looking fly, stay grounded in your truth, and don't let nobody tilt your crown. Period.